All right. So this is a mental health presentation, and this is done by myself, Jesse Tierno, Gianna Fazio, Laurel Hutchinson, and Mark Everton. And just to give a little bit of a background information about mental health and what it is. So mental health is defined as an individual's condition pertaining to the psychological and emotional well-being. And what is mental illness? So that really is defined by what health conditions that cause changes in behavior and thinking and emotions.
So here's a slide that includes the risk factors to mental health. So the factors included here are some that may predict an increase in mental health. So some of those include an adverse child experience. So this could be things from divorce, abuse, traumatic experiences by yourself or a loved one. Any type of trauma can be a risk for lowered mental well-being. Stress present within the lives due to living circumstances, financial trouble, or personal situations. And having a family member with mental health issues can mean that there's a higher likelihood of also having difficulty with mental well-being. And the use of alcohol and recreational drugs can also increase your likelihood of developing a mental health disorder.
And these are just some things that you can do to address mental health difficulties. Some of these things include going to a mental health provider, in which some optional resources can be given, attending a support group within the community, utilizing coping strategies, developing strong connections with others, and improving physical health. And just at the end of the session, we'll be providing a handout with mental health resources within the community that you can contact, such as mental health programs, support groups, and psychologists. These healthcare professionals can give support mentally and give strategies to improve mental well-being. Coping strategies are tools that can be used to decrease stress levels and improve mental health. Examples of these include meditation, sensory countdowns, and journaling.
Coping mechanisms are short-term actions that address immediate need for stress reduction and anxiety reduction. So some examples of this include self-soothing, distraction, opposite action, emotional awareness, mindfulness, and a crisis plan. So for self-soothing, if you feel stressed or overwhelmed, you can soothe yourself using the 5 senses. So this is an exercise where you name something you touch, something you can hear, something you can see, something you can taste, as well as something that you can smell. You could also use the distraction to take your mind off the troubles you're experiencing, and some examples of this can be books, crossword puzzles, or just music. For opposite action, this is where you consider what you want to do or something you would typically do that affects you negatively, recognize that impulse, and then do the opposite of it. It's also good to be emotionally aware. So you want to create awareness of your thoughts and emotions. This could be through a journal or drawing or simply making a list of how you feel each day. Mindfulness includes actions such as meditation, relaxation, and breathing exercises. And for the crisis plan, this is developed when coping skills aren't enough. So you should create a list of contact information, such as individuals that you can reach out to for support.
And these are different coping mechanisms. There are tons of different coping mechanisms. We're only going to touch on a few today. But for one, you can start with journaling. And this kind of includes writing down your thoughts freely. This includes emotions, feelings, or observations on yourself. Or you can file a kind of a prompt, including, discussing 5 things you wish others knew about you, writing down 1 thing that made you happy today, identifying 3 short-term goals and 1 long-term goal. You can also do things like making a list of 15 things that make you happy, include some types of things that include best character traits that you think you have, picking 1 positive word you'd like to focus on today and describe what it makes you feel or what you associate with it. So there's many different things that you can do to help cope. And each person has their own, reaction to these types of things. So one person may do better with different coping mechanisms.
Additional coping mechanisms include breathing techniques. So two specific examples are triangle breathing and belly breathing. So on the right, I have an example of triangle breathing. So this is essentially where you want to breathe in for 3 seconds, hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then breathe out for 3 seconds. And you just want to focus on taking deep breaths, and you can repeat this cycle as many times as you need until you feel less anxious or you feel relaxed and calm. Another example is belly breathing. So this is essentially where you want to try to fill your belly with air rather than your chest. So you're going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, focusing on slow, deep breaths.
And for just one more type of coping mechanism that a lot of people utilize includes sensory countdown. So a well-known example of this type of thing includes 5 things that you can see. So you'll basically, name 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can physically feel, 3 things that you can hear, 2 that you can smell, 1 that you can taste.
So here's a list of mental health resources that are in your area. So these are going to be included in the handout, and these are community-based organizations that can assist in a wide range of mental health problems. So for the Community Care Behavioral Health Organization, it helps to answer any questions you may have about behavioral health services. They may help individuals find doctors and counselors near them, as well as transportation to their appointments. And they ensure the services are covered, so there's no payment as well. For the ARC of Chester County, the main focus is on mental health care and the support for children with disabilities and their families to enhance the quality of their lives. The Creative Health Services provides quality behavioral health care designed to empower and promote wellness for individuals, families, and communities. And we also listed the phone numbers on this slide in case you ever needed them, and they will be included in the handout as well.
And this is just a slide about our community partner. Our community partner is the Salvation Army, which is a charitable organization that seeks to provide various services to those in need in the communities across the world. Their plan really consists of assessing the need, building a program to address that need, and offer these programs to those who need it. Some of their services include food pantries, after-school programs, alcohol and substance use rehab, LGBTQ support, job training, domestic abuse support, and many other programs developed to assist. And you can see a lot of these resources online. Using some of these resources can help reduce stress to improve overall mental well-being.
At this point, we would typically take any questions. So thank you guys for listening.